This is Valley News Live at 4.
Good afternoon, everyone. The Fargo Public School Board has voted to have students continue to wear their masks for the last week of the school year, despite some members hoping to end the mandate and the district's Smart Restart plan.
I realize we only have 2 days left, but if we can give our kids and some of our teachers a chance to see each other smile at the end of the year, I think it's the right thing to do.
Masks will become optional at Fargo Public Schools come June 7th. We'll have more from today's special meeting as well as parent reaction on that decision tonight on Valley News Live at 6. Fargo's City Commission will meet tonight to discuss a hate crime ordinance for the city. If passed, anyone who violates the ordinance by committing simple assault, criminal mischief, or harassment could face up to a $1,500 fine and up to 30 days in jail. The Fargo Human Relations Commission hopes to have the ordinance in place by July 7th. We'll have the latest from the City Commission meeting tonight on Valley News Live at 9 and 10. Now here's Hutch with a first look at your forecast. Hutch?
Hello, Stacy. I hope everyone had a wonderful weekend as we begin our work week with a pretty quiet note. We do have a few clouds lingering in the central Red River Valley, and the green echoes here showing a line of light shower activity along or near Highway 2. From west of Grand Forks near Larimore, winding through the Grand Forks area and up toward the Manville area and heading out into northwest parts of Polk County right now. Here's a view of those showers from our Home of Economy camera in Grand Forks. We're dry with a few clouds in the FM area. I cannot rule out an isolated renegade shower or thunder shower this evening, but temperatures are going to be in the very comfortable 70s and 60s this evening in Fargo. Grand Forks a little cooler right now thanks to those passing showers, but the heat is on. The extended forecast does have a hot and dry stretch ahead, so we're jumping right into summer. Remember a few of the tips that you need to do to stay cool. Don't overexert yourself. Check on your elderly neighbors, and we will have your hour-by-hour forecast on a hot start to summer, Stacy, here in a few moments.
All right, great tips there. Thanks, Hutch. Fargo police have identified the man killed in a motorcycle accident last Friday. Police say the driver was 34-year-old Jared Fowler of West Fargo. The accident happened in the 4200 block of 9th Avenue Circle South just after 9:30 p.m. Fargo police are looking to speak to anyone who may have witnessed the crash. They're also looking for the driver of a white four-door car with tinted windows. Anyone with information is asked to call Fargo police at the number on your screen. 2 people were hurt this morning in a domestic dispute in Grand Forks. Police responded to an apartment building on Landico Lane around 6 in the morning. That's where they found a man who'd been injured by a knife. Police say a man and woman who lived together got into an argument and physical fight. They were both taken to Altru for their injuries. Moderna is seeking full FDA approval of its coronavirus vaccine. The vaccine was granted emergency use authorization back in December for use in adults 18 and older. 6 months of data is required for a biologics license application, which is needed for full approval. The Massachusetts-based company says it will submit the data on a rolling basis over the next few weeks. According to the CDC, more than 124 million doses of the Moderna vaccine have been administered in the U.S. Pfizer announced last month they're also asking the FDA for full approval of their vaccine. For many, it was back to work today after a long Memorial Day weekend, and for millions of Americans, the holiday was an opportunity to travel and see friends and family. But what does that mean for the pandemic? Natalie Brand has this story from the White House.
We got some brisket here.
Memorial Day weekend saw a return of Americans hitting the road to celebrate the start of summer.
It looks like we were in the cave for 12 months, but now we are all vaccinated and out.
Since Thursday, nearly 9 million people have gone through TSA checkpoints for travel through the long weekend.
We're going to have a really good summer, especially for people who are vaccinated.
While family and friends are starting to reunite, doctors say the coronavirus remains a threat for unvaccinated individuals.
We have a lot of very, very contagious variants that are spreading across the U.S. And so for people who are unvaccinated, it remains a risky summer. But for the rest of us, it's going to be a really good summer.
More than half of all Americans, including children ages 12 and older, have received at least one shot, with 40% fully vaccinated. The Biden administration is still pushing for 70% of all U.S. adults to have at least one shot by the 4th of July. Some states have already met that goal. White House Chief of Staff Ron Klain tweeted that California and Maryland became the 11th and 12th states to reach the 70% mark for adults. Other states remain below that target, and vaccinations can vary significantly by county.
There's still a lot of people unvaccinated in many of the southern states. So that's what we got to work on. If we can improve those vaccination numbers, I think things will be fine. But I am worried about an uptick in cases in many of those states.
Heading into the Memorial Day weekend, the U.S. reported the lowest number of new COVID cases in a year. Natalie Brandt, CBS News, the White House.
White House employees will begin returning to the complex full-time beginning July 6th. If you're looking for places to get the vaccine, use our VNL vaccine tracker. It's on the homepage of our website, or you can open your phone camera and point it at the QR code on your screen and tap the link that pops up. The Supreme Court has declined to review Johnson & Johnson's appeal to overturn a more than $2 billion verdict. The High Court will leave in place a state court ruling awarding damages to women who claimed they developed ovarian cancer from using the company's talc products. The Missouri Court of Appeals ruled last year against Johnson & Johnson's bid to throw out the damages awarded to 22 plaintiffs. J&J has argued that the court's decision to consolidate the baby powder claims from plaintiffs and the size of the jury's damages violated the company's due process rights. Attorneys for the plaintiffs have argued that the punitive damages were justified. The nation's largest meat producer has been the target of a major cyber attack. JBS USA says the attack affected computer servers supporting IT systems in North America and Australia. The company says it's not aware of any evidence at this time that any data has been compromised or misused. It's unclear who's behind the attack, which comes just weeks after a cyber attack targeted Colonial Pipeline, forcing a 6-day shutdown of one of the United States' largest fuel pipelines. Derek Chauvin making another court appearance today. This time he's facing federal charges alleging he violated George Floyd's civil rights. Chauvin is scheduled to appear in federal court via video conference from Minnesota's maximum security prison, Oak Park Heights. 3 other former officers face similar charges of depriving Floyd of his rights while acting under government authority. Chauvin is charged with violating Floyd's right to be free from unreasonable seizure and from unreasonable force by a police officer. The charges also allege he deprived Floyd of liberty without due process when they failed to provide him with medical care. Minnesota wildlife managers have imposed a statewide ban on the movement of farmed white-tailed deer through the end of July. They're trying to control an outbreak of chronic wasting disease that threatens the state's wild deer population. The ban is meant to curtail the spread of the fatal brain disease, which can spread when captive deer from infected herds are transferred to farms in other parts of the state and then pass it on to wild deer. 13 deer in a farmed herd in Beltrami County recently tested positive for the disease. Fargo Public Schools just announced the schedule for their free summer meal program. Breakfast and lunch is available to anyone up to 18 years old throughout June and July. Families may choose daily pickup Monday through Thursday, that starts June 7th, or weekly pickup, which starts on June 8th. Meals are limited to 1 breakfast and lunch per day. For the full schedule and list of locations, head to valleynewslive.com. Another great resource to keep kids fed this summer is the summer meal program through the Great Plains Food Bank. 18 locations across the state are serving meals to children starting today. Breakfast and lunch is available in Jamestown, Enderlin, West Fargo, and Fargo, plus new locations in Castleton, Mapleton, and Chaffee. We have all the dates and locations for meal pickups listed on valleynewslive.com. They usually work together to keep the city safe, but this week Fargo Fire and Police are going head-to-head to see who can get the most blood donations for the American Red Cross. And there's something in it for you. You'll get a coupon to Sandy's Donuts if you donate on behalf of the police. And if you donate on behalf of the fire department, you'll score some free wings. There's a big need for donations, and each one goes a long way. Each donation can save up to 3 lives.
There's all kinds of needs for blood products in the hospitals and things around. So it's been something I've done for a long time, and we just want to continue to support and encourage people to donate anywhere.
The Battle of the Badges goes until 7 tonight and picks back up again at 1 tomorrow. It's at the American Red Cross on 12th Street in North Fargo. To make an appointment, go to redcrossblood.org or download the Red Cross Blood Donor app. Still to come, President Biden's new plan to reduce the racial wealth gap.
And June 1st marks the beginning of meteorological summer. Summer-like temperatures across the board. Very comfortable considering where we're heading. Hey, a shower passing over the Grand Forks area captured on our Tower Camp time-lapse there at the Home of Economy location. I'll have hour-by-hour details on a hot stretch of weather next.